Well, I'm going to give you a shot in the arm by starting this meeting. How's that for a segue?
Worked good.
Welcome to Zoom, everyone. It's the morning meeting number 1490, January 8th, 2021. Happy New Year, everyone. Rotary Club of St.Albert. I'm your host president, Mark Dixon. Big shout out to so many guests with us. Special meeting of the three clubs, Morinville, St. City, and St. Albert. Please rise for the singing of O Canada. Thank you very much. We respectfully acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory, traditional lands of First Nations and Métis people. As treaty people, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, we share the responsibility for stewardship of this beautiful land. Now for our inspirational moments. John Carl, if you would please.
Good morning, everyone. There's a lot going on in the world. A friend of mine says that all the time. So I thought for this morning, I would just start with some questions. Where were you when JFK was shot? Where were you when the Challenger exploded? Where were you when the Berlin Wall fell? Where were you on 9/11? And where were you when Trump's rioters stormed the US Capitol building? That was the event of our decade. The media says that Wednesday was a tragic event in our neighbor's history, a direct challenge to the world standard for democracy and their most notable monument to that democracy. While it was an attack on their democracy, I don't see it as a tragedy. It is tragic to see a nation get to the point where this event could happen, I agree. But I choose to see Wednesday's attack as a testament to the strength and resolve of the good people who treasure their democracy. If you think about it, only 2 hours after the building was secured, the lawmakers returned to the floor and returned to the work of that democracy. They fought back against the insurrection. They did not fight with gun or with sword. They fought with resolve and they fought with the strength of will. They stood in that room and proved their renewed commitment, honored their nation, and stood for the people they represent. The secret to positive change is to focus your energy not on fighting the negative, but on building the positive. And I am inspired for the positive change that is to come.
Thank you so much, John. Well said, as always. Thank you. So, introduction of guests. We normally introduce guests one by one. We have so many guests this morning that we are just going to say that this is our extended club. And we welcome our fellow Rotarians from the Rotary Club of Morinville and from St. City Rotary Club. So welcome everyone, and welcome Natalia as our standing guest. And you know what comes next. Let's sing the welcome song.
Welcome to Rotary, glad you are here. Come shake our hands and share a friendly cheer. Whether from near or whether from far, we're glad you're here. We hope that you will like our little song because we're proud of St. Albert, and you'll agree our club enjoys some great camaraderie. So we do what we can to help with the needs of our community with our friends at Rotary. With our friends at Rotary.
Thank you. We will sing it once. So normally at this point, we have a guest speaker, but because we have 3 clubs present, we decided to carve that time up across the 3 clubs and have about 10 minutes-ish per club for each club to focus on whatever they'd like, updates that they'd like to share, etc. And we'd like to start with the Rotary Club of Morinville. Patrick Ty, please.
Thank you, and thank you everyone from both clubs in St. Albert, and especially Mark for this initiative. And that, I think it's a absolutely brilliant move to have better collaboration and understanding of what everyone's doing in their backyards now. I see a number of our members are on here, so appreciate all of the Morinville Club members who've made it today. We're going to talk primarily about 2 components our club is taking underway right now. The first one is our LAV3 Military Monument Project. So this is a LAV3, which is a light armor vehicle, which was used primarily in Afghanistan. And this kind of morphed from a small initiative of a military veteran who wanted to recognize one of his comrades who had passed away in that engagement. And it has since been kind of combined with the Club of Morinville to make it into a bigger military monument recognizing all Canadian military, both past, present, and future. And just acknowledging the work and appreciation that all military has done throughout history, and showing that in a fairly classy monument, having the centerpiece being this LAV, which will be one of, I believe, 4 in Alberta, the only one in the Edmonton Capital Region, and that it will be located just outside of Morinville where their new leisure center is. And it will be surrounded by trees and benches. It will have a French component. We're looking for an Indigenous component and that. And we have been underway now kind of a little harder in the last few months with some of the fundraising projects. We had a 50-50 that had some pretty good success. I think in the end we had about $19,220 was raised. So a little less than half that will go to the project. We've had a number of infrastructure that's part of the project itself. There's some boulders, benches, and I think we have 4 of the benches sold. They're $7,500 donations. The committee itself is just rolling out some of the sponsorship initiatives and going to be further contacting various members, companies, and that within the region, and that to explain the project and how they can be involved with it. We've had a number of partners, including the town of Morinville, who donated the land. We have the French component, who will eventually have all the signs bilingual. We've reached out to Alexander to have an Indigenous component there. And we continue to engage the military within the region, as well as all people, so that anyone who has any initiatives or appreciation for military can be involved, and it will be a monument that will stand the test of time. And I think it'll just be a really nice place to go see from educational, from youth and seniors as well, to acknowledge that. So that's pretty well the information on the lab project. There is a website. If anyone is interested in getting further information, we're going to try to continue to do updates on that website. It's the Morinville lav.com site. Donations can be made online there, as well as information can be had. And there is a contact information as well if people are looking for further information. So that's it for the lab project. The next initiative, which hopefully will get some great involvement with the St.Albert Club, as they formed the beginnings of the Morinville Club. Our 25th anniversary is coming up. We have a committee that has been formed, and we've recently had 2 meetings to get all the initiatives underway and get the understanding of what we want to do for the 25th anniversary. And at the high level overall of that will be, and with COVID, it will present some challenges as well, but there will be a number of components to it. It will be spread out almost over 1 year. So starting the end of June 2021, going to June or July of 2022, with information gathering, acknowledgement of members, projects, both local and regional. And we are hoping for, at the end of this, which would be in 2022, to have a very large physical gathering, a gala of some type. So the St. Albert Club will be involved because you're our parent, in a manner of speaking. And between both of these projects, the military monument, the LAV, and this 25th anniversary, and I'm just going over this a little bit earlier within our breakout session, one of the objectives we're hoping to do is get some better understanding for what Rotary is. Rotary has some misunderstandings through certain people. Some people believe it's a cult, it's a religious, fanatical organization, whatever beliefs are out there in that. And we would like to disband those rumors and myths and explain that Rotary, all the components to it, because it's a very wide sector, what Rotary does. You know, there's Rotary International, there's mentorship, there's the youth component of it, there's the local, which primarily have been many parks for use projects like that in the region. So I think if we work collectively as a whole, getting that credibility and understanding what Rotary is, it will help in general membership, which has been a bit of a challenge for the Morinville Club at this point, in addition to the COVID situation. But we need to transition into some youth demographics. Our female component is significantly down. And I think through these 2 big initiatives, it's going to set some information straight and allow for perpetual growth and success with not just the Morinville Club, but with all the regional clubs. So that is my update in a nutshell, and I won't even take the full 10 minutes because the best speeches are the shortest speeches, as I once heard. So I will turn that over to the next guest, and thank you very much for the opportunity.
No problem. Thank you, Patrick. Any questions for Patrick? I have to say, I'm a proud parent right now. You guys have done amazing work, really, especially during COVID. It's impressive.
I have a question.
Yes, Doug.
Patrick, given those are your 2 major focuses, can I ask if your club has been able to be engaged with, kind of the regular club services stuff, like the groups that you're supporting?
yes, to a degree, and that the youth component obviously took quite a hit. Our regular club services, there's been some pretty big challenges in that, but we've identified and certainly recognized that those, you can't just ignore that. That you must, the organization has to survive in addition to the external projects that we're doing, and these are two significant ones. So we haven't put tons of effort into it, but we do identify it, and we're looking to improve that.
And on the LAF project, are you getting good support from Morinville, the town of Morinville?
In the beginning, there were some unusual challenges with that. We had a site agreed upon at the leisure center, and then for some reason it got removed to basically the back corner. But I think recently, and then there have been some changes within the town of Morinville itself. Recently, I would say our relationship has improved, and I think we're on track to where we all want to be at this point.
Great, good to hear.
Thank you for that. I would at this point be introducing Diane Ellis, who's the president of St. City. She is with us. She's not feeling well, and she has deferred to Kathleen. So Kathleen, if you wouldn't mind. And I think you're still on mute.
Okay, is that better?
That is much better. Thank you.
Okay, good. Good morning to everyone. Hi, Mark. Yeah, well, I never thought of St. City as having a parent, St.Albert, but I think we're from the same parent, Morinville. Celebrated our 20th anniversary, November 24th this year. And I would like to thank very much Morinville and St.Albert Rotary members that attended to our anniversary celebration. That was great. One of our members two of our members, formed a committee and did the celebration for us. And it replaced one of our meetings, so thank you. Our club has been doing really well with its Zoom meetings. We've had about 90% attendance at each meeting of our members. And thanks to Lydia, one of our club members, we're getting great guest speakers. And I think some of the guest speakers actually find it a bit easier to be able to come in on Zoom and not spend their time coming to the meeting. So it's working well for us. We were very much honored with a new member that joined our club in December. So welcome to Claire. And we're like you, we would love to have more members at this time. The fact that we're maintaining membership and gaining slowly is great. We would love to have more people that are interested. It's great to, we're really hoping this year that our changeover dinner will be in person. So this year we did our changeover dinner. We did plan a picnic, but of course, COVID changed all that for us. So we had to do it by Zoom. So in spite of COVID, we've been able to do our community service for quite a few of the places. So one of the places that we work with in St.Albert especially is Appetite to Achieve. It's a St.Albert Public School lunch program. And the program provides nutrition for many of the system students. St.Albert Rotary supports the program by providing $10,000 a year for nutritional meals. Makes a huge difference to St.Albert Public Schools. We also did a large donation to the food bank in October. And the great news about the donation in October, at that point, it was matched. It was a matching donation at that time, and it provided double our contribution. So it really did make a difference for the food bank at a very important time of the year. During COVID, like everybody else, we've had to change our fundraising. So we weren't able to do our golf tournament in the spring. And so I think Ash might be able to speak to this. we held a wine survivor raffle, and it ended and was drawn on December 15th. And Ash Khan was our second place winner. He received 50 bottles of wine from our raffle. He and his wife looked like rather happy recipients of second prize at the time that we dropped it off. So thanks to Morinville, thanks to St. Albert, thanks to many different people, we were able to make that a successful fundraiser, which is marvelous at this during COVID. Our second big fundraiser is our trips to Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. And right now the plan is for September 29th, 2001, if all goes well, but we'll see how the vaccine goes. That'll make a difference. So far, we have 74 people booked for the trip, and we have 18 more seats available for this 21-day trip. And if you require more information, you can easily find it on our website, or you can contact Ann Ellis. She'll be very happy to provide the information. It's a very comprehensive tour of the places, but boy, I was looking at it, and the trip to Morocco, you're going to see a lot on that trip. It looks pretty exciting. So we're also doing our global grant. With our international travel, or international project, sorry. St. City just recently, December 30th actually, received information that their global grant for the dialysis equipment in Belize was approved, which is absolutely amazing. And this project is going to provide dialysis units to 4 different dialysis treatment centers in Belize. The citizens of Belize have genetically a disposition to chronic kidney disease, and therefore they require, when they get to stage 5, they require dialysis. And dialysis, if they had to pay for it there, would be over $200 a session, US, and they require 2 to 3 sessions a week. And as you can imagine, people in Belize don't have that kind of money. I think it would be hard for people here in Canada or in St. Albert to find that much money per week for this dialysis equipment. Without the dialysis, these people go on to die because their kidneys just aren't functioning. And it's kind of like life-prolonging treatments to be able to provide this dialysis. So we're pretty excited to think that we're going to be able to provide 5 new machines. And when you consider that they're going to do 2 or 3 people per day in each of those machines, that's going to provide a lot more dialysis for all these people. So we're open to questions, and like the rest of you, we're looking forward to the time when we're able to get together again. It would be wonderful to get together, and may the time for the changeover dinner in June of 2021 be a time that we are able to gather, because we actually are missing that like everybody else. I think it's very important, especially as a group, to be able to get together and shake hands and everything else. And so if anybody has any questions, I'm certainly open to it.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Questions for Kathleen?
I have one.
Kathleen,
do you guys sponsor the Rotaract or Interact Club at Thatch's, right?
Yes, we do. I have
to commend you, because you guys have an amazing club there. I think when I was at District last time, you had, I forget how many shelter boxes they had sponsored.
Oh yes, we sponsor shelter boxes. We did again this year. We didn't. Thank you very much. We didn't talk about all that. You're right. Annually, we sponsor shelter boxes, and especially when there was the problem in the Ukraine and with the flooding, and also in Chechnya, etc. We sponsored shelter boxes at that time. That it seems like something we do every year, so it gets to be a bit routine, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other questions? Seeing none, we will move on to the Rotary Club of St. Albert, and I'm going to defer to Doug Campbell, our Director of Community Service. Mr. Campbell, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mark. And a warm welcome to all our fellow Rotarians. I'm going to try and cover through community services a number of things that have been going on within the club. First, I guess we all kind of admit that it's been tough to do community services during our COVID period. But I think one of the things that we learned within our club is that when you're faced with these challenges, you need to step up and you need to be innovative and creative with the things that you're going to do. But we're finding that when we can be innovative and creative, we're finding that we can get volunteer involvement and that we can, in fact, see if we can promote Rotary better through the media. And so we've tried to do that through the year. And one of the other spin-offs would be, as the other clubs have mentioned, the how do you go about raising money for your projects if you still want to keep that going. The Rotary Club of St.Albert has a number of regular activities in its community services. We have a reaching out program where we provide support to low-income families, for students that might want to join hockey, take up music lessons, and those who know who these families can apply to the club. It's a $250 amount that they can apply for. Another regular program that was brought to us by Ash Khan when he goes down to Phoenix is Teacher of the Month. And for 10 months during the year, the Rotary Club, along with the St. Albert Gazette and Staples, we acknowledge a teacher each month from the three boards that we have within the St. Albert area. As an example, we took the opportunity to do a spread within the Gazette to highlight the 10 that we had chosen most recently, and the feedback from the community, particularly the educational community, which has been under a lot of stress, gave us a lot of feedback. So we got involved in the fall with tree planting. We had a cold fall. The frost had already hit about 1.5 inches, but we had about 50 volunteers join us to plant about 550 trees and shrubs at Rotary Park, which was a signature project of the St. City Rotary Club. So they built the park and we're trying to put a forest in the middle of their park, I guess. The nice thing about this project is that even though we were in mid-COVID times, we were able to take all the special precautions relative to COVID, and with the assistance of the city, we were able to plant our forest. It was a bit tough with the ground, but the nice thing about it is that we had members from St. City join us. The E-Club joined us as well. And in fact, we had a couple of members from the our new Rotaract Club, which we are forming up here in St. Albert. We also provide $500 to help pay for the trees. And this has been a 3-year project. And we'll make sure that as we plant our next set of trees, in which we hope is not so much frozen ground, we'll extend an invitation to our fellow Rotarians from Morinville and St. City to come and do the heavy digging for us. One of the things we did this year is we became involved with a project, and we have been involved with this as members individually in the club. It's called Tools for Schools. It's a United Way program that provides a backpack and school supplies for low-income families in order to help kids get back to school. And so in conjunction with Staples, we were able to get involved with Tools for School. The Community Services Committee allocated $1,000 to the program. And then we spent a day and invited the community to join us. And so this is, I think, another way in which we can ask members of the community to join the good work of Rotary. And so what we did is we said, we're putting up $1,000 and we're inviting members of the community to join us in this Tools for Schools project. And our $1,000 became about $5,500 as $4,500 was donated for the project from people from the community supporting the project. So that was something new for us. I mean, it's different from our kind of our cash calls at our galas and stuff. This is where we went direct to the community, and it provided some volunteer opportunity. Once again, COVID safe, trying to raise some money. As we entered the fall, members and our Christmas period, through the leadership of Tony Porter, Nash Khan of our club, we once again thought, how do we keep up our 25+ year involvement in manning the Salvation Army kettles? And of course, in the early part of this, the kettles were still working. In other words, they were up in the stores. And we had over 10 Rotarians volunteer 20 hours to help with the kettles. But we also, in order to, and every year we would pass a kettle at a club meeting and raise $3,000-4,000. Well, that wasn't going to happen in these times. So what we did is we initiated a virtual kettle on the Salvation Army site. And once again, asking the community to support us. A majority of our Rotarians used that to make donations. But the end result was that we raised $3,000 with our public kettle, the virtual kettle. Rotarians helped raise $2,000 on the day that we were doing it. And some of our Rotarians also went to the Bank of Nova Scotia Bank to have their money matched. Then under ASH, one of our regular long-time contributions is that we work with the food bank during the Christmas to help with their hampers and to provide toys. And through this, we had a large number of our Rotarians, friends, and family members work on one evening to help prepare all the hampers and have another crew go in and actually help with the delivery of the hampers as families arrive. One of the unique exercises of this is that Rotarians themselves, we are assigned by ASH, really. We don't get a choice. ASH assigns us 2 kids, tells us their age and their gender. And we as Rotarians go out and purchase toys. And this year we purchased over 150 toys for low-income families who I guess they're all struggling. We all know that. So we got some volunteer hours in there as well. One of the things that our club is doing more proactively is that we are recording our service hours and the money that we put into these projects. By the way, we put $2,500 from our community services budget into the Christmas program. But we're now recording that money and the volunteer hours on Rotary Central. And if you're not doing it, I would encourage the other clubs to do that as well. In the spring of 2020, the Rotary Club of St.Albert established a COVID support fund of $15,000. And during that time, under the leadership of Craig Mallon and a task group, we allocated approximately $8,000. But once again, one of the unique features of this was that in support of the St. Albert Stop Abuse in Families, the club put up $2,500 and was matched by a district grant of $2,500. So again, trying to be innovative and creative around how you go about that. It's also allowed us the opportunity to promote our projects. We've been highlighting some of our actual Rotarians in our Gazette and in our social media to promote who our members are. So Patrick, that's something that as you move forward in your anniversary, it's something you might want to look at and I would suggest that conversations with Mark and Emery of our club in terms of how that's been done. I mean, look at this, look at the hair. I understand social media. Don't ask me how it works. I fumble even with posting on Facebook. But I do post on Facebook all my Rotary activities and encouraging that kind of thing. So anyway, I did send a note off to David. Is David Dooley online?
He sure is.
Dave, can I, I'm going to give up a couple of seconds of my time and ask you just if you could just give an overview of the international stuff that's going on right now with us.
So you're really fumbling on your not only social media, but your email skills too, because I didn't get an email from you. But yeah.
No, you didn't. You got a chat.
Yeah. Thanks, Doug. Thanks for dropping me in there. The international things, as previously said, and I see Kathleen's online here. Kathleen also sits on the international side. We're struggling when it comes to giving the funds up, mainly because at the other end, we actually need the people. We need people to be able to pay them, to be able to do the work in some cases that we've already signed up for. One in particular that our particular club is involved in is the wash system down at St. Helene in Roatan. The problem we've got is Engineers Without Borders and all those guys now can't travel due to the COVID restrictions. So we're at the phase where we need to implement the next section, but we actually can't employ the people to go there to do the work. And so a lot of the work has been held up for that. The other thing is we're working with another club in Edmonton, and hopefully going to set up a global grant here right away in India, again for a water program. And that one there, we think we should be able to have through right away, and then we can start to allocate funds. So instead of having lots and lots of big projects, such as the Girls' School in Malawi that we've done previously, we have looked at how else can we spend the funds, where else can we spend them, and where do we get the best bang for the buck right now? Lots of kids running around here. Where else can we, and it must be a swimming day or something at school today, at home school. Where can we get the best bang for the buck as far as the most involvement right now, and also still have people on the ground? One of the scenarios they used the other day is it's great to build a library right now, even as far as one in Africa or something like that, but it's hard to get the librarian at the other end. We just can't get those sort of people in place right now. So internationally, we're focusing on a few large projects, one in particular, like I said, in India. Other than that, we're trying our best during COVID.
Thanks, David. Mark, how much of my 10 minutes do I have left, if any?
If you could take another minute or so, that would be great.
Well, I won't. I don't see Dave Pickering on. Dave, are you on? If not,
No.
maybe Charlene, maybe a broad overview quickly where we're involved with our youth involvement right now.
Sure. So we've been kind of missing having our exchange students. So we've been trying to figure out what to do with that. So what we've started to do is inviting past exchange students to come back and engage with our club and speak with our club. And social media is good for past students these days because it's easy for me to keep in contact with a lot of them. But we had one of our past students, Henry, who was from Brazil and joined us just before Christmas. And he was a student here in 2010, right, Laszlo? And so it was really cool to catch up with him. He's now a lawyer and working for a nonprofit in Brazil, and talks about how Rotary and St.Albert probably changed his life and to where he headed to. So that's how we're trying to engage our exchange students, and hopefully in 2022 we can have a new exchange program going again.
Great.
looking at setting up a community interact club.
Yeah, thank
And sorry?
Rotaract and Interact.
Yeah, well, we have Rotaract, right?
Yep.
Laura Shar was here, our Rotaract president.
That's next. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
But we are looking at a community interact club. And hopefully, even during COVID, we'll be able to kind of get that off the ground and get going.
Well, thank you, David and Charlene. Back to you, Mark.
Thanks, Doug.
Are there any questions?
Yes, absolutely. Questions for Doug / David / Charlene? No, good. Well, this is actually a meeting of 4 clubs. 4. Morinville, St. City, St.Albert, and the Rotaract Club of St.Albert. President Laura Charrois, who is here with us this morning, who is also a member, Rotarian of the St.Albert Club. Laura, if you wouldn't mind sharing some updates on the freshly unveiled Rotaract Club, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I apologize for the lack of camera this morning. My alarm went off a little late, and I'm sure none of you want to see the bedhead happening on my end, so I'm going to save you all from that. Yeah, so the Rotaract Club, we started last year, just into the fall. Right now, we have 6 members, including myself. We have myself as president, and we also have someone in the position of secretary, a treasurer, and also a volunteer coordinator. So far, they are all working really great. They're all really passionate about it and into it, which is awesome to see. It made me a little less nervous about starting the new club for sure. I know that members of my club already know all these updates, so I'm sorry, guys, you're going to hear me repeat them. But right now, we are working on 2 projects, which is great considering we just started. We're working on gauging interest first for a kind of Zoom info session. So at yesterday's meeting, I did ask everyone, and we wrote down where everyone was going to reach out to different groups of 18 plus people, whether that just be like 5 friends, whether that be a specific group of people that has a title such as Out Loud in St. Albert or others. Just to see if they would be interested in joining an info session to learn about us. And that is a way for not only for us to spread word about what Rotaract is, but also to potentially gain membership if they are interested, of course, and also express that we're a group that's there to help. So if they have projects they want help with, even if they aren't interested in joining, we're always there to support them, and we can be an avenue they can go through if they need help planning an event, or if they need help running one. Another event that we have kind of in the works here is we are finally breaking ground on our little art display project that we've been talking about for a while. This was brought up by member Kathleen Bell, who mentioned in recovery settings, such as addiction recovery or some hospitals or some safe spaces, there isn't really art anywhere. It's just typically, gray walls down the line, and some hospitals are getting a lot better with putting art up. But we want to encourage that more because there have been studies that show that when you are around art, you are happier, and that helps healing. So right now we're in the process of each contacting a different healing center of sorts, whether that be a hospital or that could be Jesse's house, which is based in Morinville, actually. So we're in the process of contacting them. We're going to do that by next week and just see if there's interest there, because we do already have some artists that are ready to paint and ready to reach out. We also have a grant committee underway, so that includes our treasurer and our member Adam. They will be writing grants, specifically 1 grant for now, but hopefully more in the future, to help kick up this project, because we would love to be able to pay our artists. We don't just want to ask them to donate art. As an artist myself, I know what it's like to be asked to do something for exposure, and it's not always fun. So if we are able to pay our artists and support youth artists as well, and then also support people in those healing kind of environments, that's a double win for me. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. We're a small club, but we're mighty. We're trucking along. It's been interesting starting a club during COVID, but it's been really, really fun, and so far so good. That's all I got. Does anyone have questions?
Questions for Laura? I have to say, just so impressed with what you've been able to accomplish, Laura, and thank you so much for taking on that role and making that dream a reality. It's incredible what you've accomplished so far with your crew. So kudos to the group at the Rotaract Club of St.Albert.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And Laura, you'll take anyone over 18 that's from Morinville and area too, right?
Anyone over 18 from wherever. I don't care where you're from.
Thank you, Laura. Mr. James, I believe you have some Paul Harris presentations to make this morning.
Thank you, President Mark. I sure do. I paid my internet bill, so hopefully it's nice and clear. You can hear me all well. So
Crystal.
just, it's good. It's good. First of all, Laura, I just wanted to give you a shout out again. What you're doing is amazing. Keep up the great work. What you're doing in this time is, you know, trying to organize things. It's just, my heart goes to you and your club, and all the people out there listening. Please send some members. As Laura says, she'll take anybody, so she's not fussy. That's great, Laura. Keep up the great work, and thanks for your honesty. The bedhead thing, that was really good. I want to reach out to Mr. Dooley as well. Thanks for my laugh this morning. I don't know if you can hear me there, Mr. Ozzy, but man, I laughed. You looked so surprised when you said, there's a bunch of kids running around my house, and you were wondering how could this possibly happen. So that was good. I loved your honesty, Mr.
Actually,
Dooley.
if you have a look on the attendees today, James, my wife's on here somewhere, but I don't know where she is. She's here somewhere. We don't have a very big house. I'm not really sure.
I know. And you're surprised. You're like, how does this happen?
How come I had to do the feeding at the zoo?
Excellent. Now back at it. Today we have the privilege of recognizing 3 of our club members for their wonderful support of the Rotary Foundation. And today is a great day to acknowledge these awards. And we're together with 4 other clubs today, and that's special. But remember, we're part of even something bigger. There's 1.2 million Rotarians worldwide, and there's 35,000 clubs that are all helping to the foundation and to the wonderful work that we do in our communities and in the world and internationally. So if I could call, first of all, Mr. John Carl. John, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Thank you, John. The presentation of a Paul Harris Fellow recognition is the Rotary Foundation's way of expressing its appreciation for its substantial contribution to its humanitarian and educational programs. It is named for Rotary's founder, a Chicago lawyer who started our organization with 3 business associates in 1905. A world of peace and goodwill comes closer reality today as John Carl becomes a Paul Harris Fellow. John's gift of $1,000 US to the Rotary Foundation's educational and humanitarian programs is a commitment to peace and to better life for people. It is because of gifts such as that, the Rotary Foundation can carry out an array of programs that achieve beneficial changes in our world, improving living conditions, increased food production, better education, wider availability of treatment and rehabilitation for the sick and disabled, new channels for the flow of international understanding, and brighter hopes for peace. So John, I give you this pin. President Mark, thank you. Everyone, congratulations. Clap, 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 yay, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't kiss you, but I might hug you there, but that was good, thank you, yeah. If I could call upon.
Next time I see you.
Well, yes, excellent, excellent. If I could call upon President Mark Dixon and Kathy Heron, please, to the front. Kathy, you're there. Excellent. President Mark Dixon, you there?
I am here.
Good. Kathy Heron, President Mark Dixon, your contributions to the Rotary Foundation of Rotary International are reducing suffering, improving living conditions, and providing educational opportunities for young people somewhere in the world. Your gifts are truly selfless actions and demonstrate your commitments to our common goals of world understanding and peace. Therefore, on behalf of the President of Rotary International and the Chairman of the Trustees of the Rotary Foundation, it gives me great pleasure to present to you a multiple Paul Harris lapel pin, Kathy Heron level 8, and Mark Dixon level 3, in appreciation of your generous contribution to the annual programs fund and Rotary, and on their behalf to extend our sincere thanks. Yay, President Mark, Kathy Heron. You got to say something, say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's better. Kathy, you there?
Thank you.
Okay, that's good. I would give you a hug as well. So thank you, everybody. Just a little bit quickly, Mark, our club all-time giving is at $360,000. So well done to our club. And President Mark and the executive team have committed $15,000 to the foundation this year, and I am pleased to announce that we have achieved 12,000 of our 15,000 commitment. And again, a little support is I'd like to achieve every Rotarian every year. So if you haven't given, please give at least a minimum of $20 US to the foundation, and we can get a little plaque that says every Rotarian every year. So that's my goal. We've got 5 months to achieve that. So please, you'll be hearing from me if you haven't. And another little plug from the St.Albert Club is if you go to rafflebox.ca, hurry, you only have 2 days. So I'm reaching out to St. City if you want to post on your club on St. City and Morinville and interact, rafflebox.ca. So we're at $7,000 now. It closes in 2 days. We'd love to see some more support on that. We'd like to see our commitment of 20,000. So we're going to actually double the 7,000 now to 15,000. So please push it out there as much as you can, as you know the great work that Rotary does. So thank you, everybody. Nice to see everybody. Hugs to everybody. Take care.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it. David Dooley, I think I know where your wife is. Corinna is Vice Chair of the Sturgeon Community Hospital Foundation, and she is going to give us an update on their initiative this morning. Corinna, if you would, please. I think you're on mute.
Busted. Okay, I'm not as sharp as I think I am. Thank you, President Mark. I am really delighted to have the 4 local Rotary Clubs here this morning, as the Sturgeon Community Hospital really serves St. Albert and our surrounding communities. Historically, as many of you know, the foundation has held a fundraising gala every year. But since the safest way to come together is in the safety of our own homes, we are going to bring the stars to you. So before you tune me out and tell me that you are positively zoomed out, I want to assure you this is not a virtual event, and we don't even have an online auction. But let me tell you what we do have and what we are excited to bring to you. Delivered right to your door on Friday, January 29th or Saturday, January 30th, your Stars experience arrives to you and will contain a curated spread for 2 for a delectable night in. Meats and cheeses, a bottle of wine, 2 local beers, J-Sick chocolates, whisk macarons, roasty coffee, and a pantry treat for later from Blue Kettle Kitchen. All of this is delivered on your choice of the 2 evenings that I mentioned and is only $150 with a $50 tax receipt. And yes, we deliver to Morinville and Sturgeon County too. So that includes everyone on this Zoom call, I hope. Of course, we have come up with what we think are super creative ways to upscale your experience, whether it be with premium wine, scotch, port, or even some kid boxes. And yes, the Dooleys need a few of those. When you go to purchase your Stars experience online, you will also notice that there are some menu items which wouldn't be delivered to your door. but rather they'd be delivered right to the surgery, emergency, and intensive care units right here at our hospital in St. Albert. So should you choose to add those items to your cart, this equipment will help our hospital diagnose sooner, continuously monitor patients, transport them for testing and diagnostics, all key to saving lives and keeping complex care close to home. We are really well on our way to making the stars explode at the end of January. And if you haven't bought your experience yet, please check out our website so you too can experience the stars. I know that your support will make a difference, and I want you to know that too. Rotarians have truly been lifelong friends of the foundation, and I'm super grateful for your time this morning, so thank you. And Mark, just wondering if I might be able to send something to Emery for distribution on Club Runner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do it. And we will share it with the other clubs for sure.
Beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for that. Questions for Corinna?
Corinna, do you know what's going on at your home? Have you seen the Zoom with David and the kids running around? And David's like, he's zoned out. He doesn't even know what day it is, and he's surprised that shit's going on. So
yeah, I know. And apparently it's beach day around here because they're all wearing their swimming clothes. We're in the know. I mean, he does a bit of a bit where he pretends he doesn't know what's going on, but he really does.
He does. Okay, good. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to my meal. That's a great idea. I'll order it up, and some great stuff there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Corinna, can you clarify, is it 150 per person or is it 150 per household or like per couple?
Great clarification question. Thanks, John. It's $150 for the box, and the box serves, I would say closer to 2 to 3 people, but 2 people. And should you have more adults in your house, you can also choose to add on additional product if you wanted more meats and cheeses. So you have, I don't want to say you're hosting anybody, of course, but if you have more adult children in your house, you certainly can add more meats and cheeses to the box for a small charge.
Cool. Thanks so much. And if you're just really hungry like James, you can just get more food then.
Thank you for that. And Laszlo kindly added the link to the Stars Box 21 into the chat box. So thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Laz.
Some quick reports and announcements. Our 50-50 draw, as was mentioned, cutoff is on January 10th, and the total right now is $7,800. Laszlo also put the link into the chat box, so if you want to go there and order some tickets before the cutoff, that would be amazing. Our club assembly is on January 21st, and we will be doing our history project vote. Are there other announcements from our club or other clubs?
Hi, Mark. I have a quick announcement.
Yes, Kim.
Our Ways and Means Committee has met and decided to hold a club fundraiser coming up in March. If you guys are all bored of sitting at home with nothing to do or you can't see your friends, we're planning a wine tasting event. It's going to be awesome. You're going to have the chance to sample a bunch of wines and some local food paired together with the opportunity to raise some money for our club. It's going to be on March 12th, and we are going to have a small silent auction with it as well. So it will be a hybrid fundraiser with a fun social night out. So I'm asking my club now if you can get together any items that you have for the online auction. That would be fantastic. And just message me and I can pick them up or give you a place to drop them off. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that update, Kim, and for taking the lead on that initiative. Really appreciate it.
Mark,
yes, sir.
Just a reminder, Community Services has a meeting this coming Thursday.
Perfect. Thank you. No other announcements. Our next meeting is January 15th, and Jacqueline Green, the founder of Great Parenting Simplified, will be sharing some thoughts on helping kids through the pandemic and beyond. Some quick birthdays and anniversaries. Jerry's birthday was on December 25th, and it wasn't announced at the last meeting. I'm going to re-announce it this meeting. So Merry Christmas, happy birthday, Jerry. Doug Webster's was on January 1st. Stacy's was on January 3rd, and Ann's was on January 6th. Spouse birthdays, James, I know that your wife's birthday is today. So just in case that slipped your mind, then you better get on that one.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, not a problem. Kim Doring Lindgren and her husband, Brian, 14-year anniversary on January 3rd. And date joined Rotary, Mark Moran, 2 years on January 4th. Kevin Underhill, 2 years on January 4th. They're twins, you know. And John Carl, 3 years on January 5th. Are there any birthdays and anniversaries from the other clubs that you'd like to share? Hearing none. John Carl and Mark Moran, I promised that we would carve off a chunk of time for you. So over to you, please.
Yay!
We haven't done our shtick in a long time.
I know. I don't even know what we're supposed to do.
I've forgotten. It's been.
Can we just talk?
Let's visit. How are the kids?
Oh, they're good. Really good. Yeah.
Had a good Christmas?
Yours?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have them this week, so they're not my problem.
Yeah, life is good. A lot of wine drinking.
Yeah. You know what? We can jump into Happy Bucks. We can start that because I can start Happy Bucks.
Perfect. Do it.
I'm happy because Rebecca, my oldest daughter, just bought her first car. So she got herself a cute little Fiat 500. It's an adorable little car, and she of course nicknamed it Luigi, after the character from the Cars movie. But yeah, so I'll send in $5 for that one.
Okay.
I'm sure it's going to cost me a bundle of money over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Who else has Happy Bucks out there?
I do. I just got certified for on-hill ski patrol, and it's super awesome and fun, and I've learned a lot, and I'm pleased to be out on the hill. So $5 to you guys. Cheers.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Can we get some scared bucks from everybody who realizes that Ian is now in charge of public safety?
It's a crazy thought. I know.
I have some happy bucks. My mom actually gets to leave her suite for a meal for the first time in 6 weeks.
That is fantastic.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah. Is it not amazing that that's the sort of stuff that we're happy about now? Just saying. I mean,
that we get to eat today. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, who else do we have? James, I know you're a happy man. You've been smiling all morning.
Yeah.
Mark Dixon.
I just have a happy buck. I want to give a happy fiver out there. We can either just be, like you said in your inspirational moment, John, is let's capitalize on all the positives. There's lots of negatives to find out there. We can see the world as a friendly place or a hostile place, and I guess let's just choose friendly and let's keep that going. So happy buck.
I love it. That is fantastic.
Right on. Anyone else?
Ash.
I have happy bucks for this meeting. I'm so thrilled that we've got 4 clubs coming together. We had 50 participants at one point. That's huge. And I'm feeling the love from the group. So I'm gonna give you $10 for that one, John.
Ooh. All right.
Ash has something to say?
Yes. Mark and John, I really happy to see John and Wayne give this morning. And the reason is was the main cog in starting a Rotary Club 30 years ago. If it wasn't for Dwayne, I don't think we would have had our club. Not only that, while he was a member of our club for about 10 years, he formed at least another 5 to 6 or 7 Rotary Clubs in our region, including the Morinville Club and St. City Club.
Nice.
Fantastic. Well, that is a very accomplished man. Thank you for all you do for Rotary.
Is
I'm
he
with
on?
you on that one, Ash. I was part of the part of the early. I'm a charter member in Morinville, and Dwayne was the key instigator of of the beginning of our club for sure. And he's still on it. He's still in it.
Great.
I saw him on. Is he still on?
I'll check.
Dwayne, are you still on?
No, I don't see him.
Oh, okay.
We'll send him the recording.
All right.
Okay. Other happy bucks, because for the other clubs that don't know this, if we have extra time and you don't have happy bucks, we have fining to do. So fill our time with happy bucks, or we'll fill it with your unhappy bucks. It's up to you.
I have Happy Buck. I know you can't see my face. Still a good thing, I promise. I just started my last semester of my first degree this week. So I will, in theory, be graduating in April.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
I have a Happy Buck. In fact, I'll contribute 20 Happy Bucks as a portion of my winnings for predicting a Democratic U.S. government trifecta. And I collected on several bets that people didn't believe that would happen. And so I'll put $20 into the pot as part of my winnings.
Wow. You must have won a lot of money.
Yeah, I did.
I'd like to weigh in a little bit on Happy Bucks. Very happy, Mark, that you initiated this very collaborative meeting. I think it's, it's almost a historical event because of the crossroads we're coming up to with our 25th anniversary and recognition of the key significant members who not only initiated but maintain membership, and that will lay the ground for going forward in the future. So I bought my $100 raffle ticket yesterday, but I will be happy to donate some more as well to your club. Maybe I'll just buy another $100 raffle ticket. I'm also happy that I sold one of my vehicles here that was 3 months in the works. So there is positive in the world. You just have to sometimes look a little harder for it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. That vehicle wasn't my daughter's Fiat, was it?
That was an old 07 3/4 ton truck.
Okay, definitely not what my 17-year-old daughter bought. Or 16-year-old, sorry.
Perfect.
Okay, who else do we have? Or are we going to move on to the other segments we have? Any last happy bucks?
Yeah, I got a couple. I don't know how I'm going to get my $20 to you, but for $10, I'm going to say good morning to Kim. I haven't seen her for a while. It's really great to see you. She's a past Morinville member, in case you guys didn't know this. And the other thing that I want to do is take advantage of one of the things that our President Pat Ty didn't tell you was one of the highlights we've had was a semi-in-person thing where we went on what I thought, oh no, a bottle drive. That'll raise $200. We got together and there was people on drive-by drop-offs. They were dropping cash off on the drive-by in front of Sobeys here in Morinville on our bottle drive. And correct me on the number, Pat, but we were able to raise somewhere in the $5,000 range for the Jesse's house in town here. So that was a big surprise for Gary and a very happy event for our club. I think I got the number right, Pat. Is that right?
Yeah, it's over 5,000.
Wow.
Nice.
Who would believe bottles would do that for you? But actually,
Yeah.
it was more than bottles. There was a lot of people just out of the blue dropped off cash.
Next
Good,
week,
good work.
yeah. Next
work,
week, next week, just drop by Ash's house. He'll have 200 bottles of empty wine bottles for you.
I know him. He probably will.
And then
drop
after
off
you've been in Arizona for a while, we'll have a bunch of empty wine bottles at his house for you as well.
Yeah.
And
John,
ask
I
if
think-
there's
Great job,
a lot
Morinville.
going on. We're just checking the house for you.
John, I think Kim Doring-Lindgren had one.
Kim, what do you got for me, my dear?
I'm going back to school. I started back recertifying my commercial pilot's license this week. So that's pretty exciting. And my flight instructor rating. So watch out, I'll be in the air.
Come fly with me.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Kim. We're proud of you.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, last call. Last call for happy bucks. Going once, Going twice. Mark, I think that we've got a few minutes that we can actually do the Chase the Ace.
There we go. Look at that.
Okay.
I'll pull up my spreadsheet. All right, we don't have we're down a little bit, down to about 18 people. So, Natalia, would you pick a number between 1 and 18?
15.
15. That is trustee Adrian.
Adrian. Is Adrian on today?
I don't think he is. He does not get to pick.
He doesn't get to pick. Let's carry on.
Out.
Yeah.
Pick another number, Natalia.
But we will.
Okay, let's go with 16.
16. Right down beside him is David Lindgren.
Dave Linklater, you mean?
Sorry.
Mark, that'll be a $5 fine for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow, can't get names right. Is he on?
Yep, I see him on screen.
There you go.
So Dave,
sorry, Dave.
Happy to draw a card for you. You have to unmute yourself, my man.
Yeah, there we go. Should
well, you don't
be
have
good.
Because she's the only one here, so you have to trust her.
Do your best, Kathy. Right there. No, I said the next one, Kathy.
6 of clubs. Sorry, Dave, but you know what comes next. You're older.
You have 1 minute for your raffle, John.
Pardon me?
You have 1 minute for your raffle.
Oh, yes. So thanks to Jimmy the Greek, we have some authentic, well, James, why don't you tell us what we've got? You have to mute yourself.
You there?
Are you still there, James? Jimmy the Greek took off. Oh, I'm finding him next week for ducking out early. He was generous enough to get some olive oil from Greece from, I believe it's his family estate, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So this is not just the good stuff. This is the really good stuff.
Premium.
Yeah. So I think we'll start bidding. If you want to throw your bidding into the chat screen below or call it out, if you don't know how to type. But if you could start bidding, let's start it at $50 for this bottle. $50.
Yeah.
I'll go 50.
Kathy's at 50. Do we have 55? Anyone got 55? 55. Jerry Featherly. You can bid again. You're allowed to. 60? Anyone for 60? You have to unmute yourselves or put it into the comments, please. This bottle is probably worth well over $100. Anyone have $60 for it?
I got 60.
Okay, Kathy's got 60.
And Jerry.
Jerry, do you have 65? Craig Mallon's got 65. Do we have 70 out of anyone?
I'll do 70.
70 for Mark Moran. 75. 75?
Jerry's there.
Jerry at 75. Who's at 80? Does anyone have 80? You do not have to be a member of the St.Albert Club to bid on this. The rest of you are allowed to participate. We know you pay lower taxes than we do in Morinville, so you have more money. $80. Anita, is that your arm up that I see?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anita at $80. Do we have anyone at 85? Dooley, 200. David Dooley is bidding $200. Thank you, Dooley.
Is it 200 milliliters?
No, I think it was actually, he's bidding 200 million. So thank you, Dooley. We are the Rotary Club I believe we're looking for $85 out of someone. Do we have for a liter of this stuff? It's fantastic. Dooley, you can pay $200 for that. $85 though. Who do we got for 85? 85, anyone?
I'll do 85.
85 out of Mark Moran. Do we have 90 out of someone?
I'll go 100.
Kathy will just jump us to 100. Jerry, you got trounced on that one. Do we have 105? 105? Anyone? Going once? Going twice. Anita, do you want it for 105? No. Julie, we haven't seen your bet yet.
Oh, there's 2 bottles.
Yeah, that's right. Don't get ahead of me, Laz. Okay, so $100, you get a bottle. We also have a second bottle. So Jerry, your $90 bid, you also get a bottle.
Woohoo!
It's $190 for the club. Thank you so much to Jimmy the Greek, who's no longer with us. But and Jerry says she's not voting for Kathy anymore. So please pick him up from Laszlo's office. You all know where he's located. You can e-transfer the money directly to Laszlo's email account.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you very much, everyone. I think with that, we're done. I just have one little thing I would love to share with everybody before we go. You know, Laura has, as she said, is, you know, facing some, oh, I can't share. Mark, can I share my screen for a quick sec?
You can.
So Laura's issue is her bedhead, as she said. So we just wanted to share with everyone a picture of Laura before we go. So there you go. That is Laura this morning. Thank you very much.
Completely incorrect.
And with that, Mark, I think we're done.
Thank you, gents. Excellent job as always. So we are a little past time deadline, but remember that we are on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, and it is smoking these days. We've got lots going on. You can check us out on YouTube as well. The recording of this meeting will be posted there within the week. Thank you to everyone who participated in this meeting. Fabulous 4-club efforts. Incredible. Thank you so much to everyone. And remember, if you need support during these difficult times, reach out to your fellow club members, either for somebody else or for yourself. Lynn King is our caring coordinator, so feel free to reach out to her or to myself. And there are online resources at the City of St. Albert. And remember, it's okay not to be okay. And if you would, join me in the 4-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And will it be fun? Thank you, everyone. Have a fabulous day and a great weekend.
And
thanks again, Mark, and everyone. Enjoy the weekend.
The card next to yours was the ace. Yeah, it was.
That's what I said. The next one, I thought. Maybe I didn't say that.